Felicitations, aficionados. Living. Depending on the person you ask, it might be something you cannot get enough of. Or it can be something you had too much of that you cannot handle it anymore. Difference between those ways of thoughts are: one came from a person that is averagely happy. Other came from someone who was born in Syria. Which side are you from? Regardless of your answer, I have another question. Would you like to waste that life in front of a screen, looking at the same thing over and over again while numbers go up to keep you interested? And at the end of it, you simply start doing it again. If you answered yes, you should seek help and stop playing gacha games. Conversely, I have a game that might be in your interest: Loop Hero. Now, Loop Hero can be described as an auto-battler. But before you click off this video, unlike the idle RPGs you play for their sex appeal, you will play this game for its story. Everything one day vanishes, and you, as the hero, need to overcome your dementia and try to remember what were the things that vanished. You might think that I'm joking, but I'm not. More your character remembers stuff, stronger he gets. Look at that stone. It looks hard. Remembering that also makes you hard, by giving you more max HP. Or that meadow reminds you to touch grass every morning, which gives healing per day. There's a day system in the game, where certain stuff get triggered by it, mainly spawns and your HP recovery, if you have any. How do you get spawn points and scenery that makes you use Harden? All of the scenery and spawn points has a chance to drop from the mobs as cards when you kill them. But how do you decide the card types that can drop from the mobs? By building a deck. You know what? I don't feel like playing this game anymore. Ever since I started playing deck building games, I've been growing more distant to them. Why? Because I finally have seen what the card games really are. They are a way of gambling. Don't get me wrong, I love gambling. Unlike the other guy who quit just before he was about to hit the jackpot, I didn't. Which meant I was now poorer than that dude. But in a true gambler fashion, I found someone who hit the jackpot and had to persuade him to split the cash just before the bloodlust got to him. To the person who is currently watching this video, don't forget that every opportunity you take is also gambling. Do it like me and gamble in the right places, not in deck builders. Gambling with what, you ask? Your limited time on this earth. Would you like to waste however much time you have left playing deck building games? Really? What will happen when your children come to you and ask what you did when you were young? What will you tell them? Don't worry, I'm just kidding. We both know if you play deck builders, you won't have any children. Because if you do play them, your girlfriend's lifespan probably has the same expiration date as your electricity bill. In short, I realized that I stopped talking about the game I'm reviewing, and will now continue. Equipment. One of the keys to your success. Every monster has a chance to drop an equipment corresponding to the available slots you have. More tiles you put, more monsters will come out. And every monster has its own skills and properties. A low-level slime naturally won't have the same properties of a vampire. After each loop, monsters get stronger. That is why you need to keep the equipment high level and with needed stats. Fights that happen during your loop are done in real time. That means, if you forget to change your equipment before going into the fight, you can do it during the fight, which can provide the damage needed to clear the encounter faster. Some of the tiles have special properties and can change according to their placements, just like how countries change sides during war. Most important ones you need to know about are Mountain Peak and Burned Forests. If you put 9 stones and/or mountains together, it will change into a mountain peak, which gives more HP than other tiles you have. It also spawns a harpy every 5 days, but you don't need to care about it. So, forests. They give attack speed per tile. Picking the forest card also comes with the benefit of having a thicket card. You will also unlock storm temples. These temples have infinite horizontal and vertical range. What we need here is to put thickets and forests into the range of the temple. This transforms them into burned forests. They are important because one burned forest gives you 0.5 pure damage. Pure damage goes through defense stat, which leads into instant clears. After your first death, you will find yourself in the camp screen. Here, you can build several things to help you on your journey. My opinion? After you build everything, you should start leveling Doctor's Hut. Reason will be explained. Things you will unlock are Supply. Lets you equip items to the open item slots. These are usually minuscule upgrades with some exceptions. I suggest you the combo of mass kitchen knives and all food items you find. Also, alchemist shelves. Reason will be explained later. Again, you get more supply slots as you build and upgrade things in your camp. Craft lets you craft items from the loot you get. Quite useful if you run out of items. Also lets you dismantle items you already have to give you some materials you might need. Encyclopedia shows you the details about everything you unlock. It is useful to see the types of enemies and what they drop. You can also use books of memories to unlock lore about everything in the encyclopedia. Don't do that, because they will be useful in a better way. You drop memory fragments that change into books of memories from every discarded card. In any of the runs you manage to get some time in, you will most likely discard many cards which will let you get lots of books. Alchemy. In here, you can transmute the materials you have into hydrogen, which also lets you synthesize anything you decomposed before. Books are handy in this. Since you will be spending time to unlock alchemy, you will have lots of books by this point. At least, I did. And I managed to synthesize enough resources to get the things I needed. Loops will continue with tiles and equipments only for a while. But when you unlock the gymnasium, the real fun starts. Because you unlock the XP bar. Every time your hero levels up during the expedition, you get to choose from a pool of class skills and general skills you drop from the bosses. Classes. You can change your class before starting an expedition. You have 3 classes: Warrior, Rogue, and Necromancer. You need to unlock the last 2 through buildings. All 3 of the classes have unique mechanics. Warrior doesn't care about getting hit, a fit candidate for the dungeon. Rogue. True to his core, Rogue class steals organs from enemies to sell them on dark web. Rogue cannot drop weapons. Instead, whenever he completes a loop at the campfire, he sells every trophy he collected to mass buy equipment. Necromancer, a little bitch if you will, does care a lot about getting hit. That is why he uses the unnatural power of e-girl streamers to summon simps to fight enemies. You probably know how strong a simp can be. Answer is, not very. If you want some visual changes, go ahead and play Rogue or Necromancer. But you will come back to Warrior, mark my words. Why do I say that? Here is why. Warrior gains plus 2% damage for each second of the fight. This means that you can build a fully defensive warrior, and as long as you have a high level weapon, you will most likely win. Here's the strategy. Remember when I told you that you will need to upgrade Doctor's Hut and keep Alchemist shelves? Warrior has a skill he can pick, which gives him damage after each potion usage from the moment the skill was taken. This ends up with you fighting bosses and keeping on using potions to up your damage. That, paired with your passive damage buff you get every second. This lets Warrior to deal damage without needing very good equipment. But what if you cannot get the skills you need fast enough? The answer to that question comes with the droppable skills. One of the skills you can drop, which is called Skilled Architect, makes you get 8 multiplied by the loop count amount of XP for every single tile you place. This skill single-handedly wins everything. Literally, remove all of the other general skills you have and pick this one only. Be sure to get yourself Forest, Mountain, River, Oblivion, Storm Temple, and build them just like this. Don't forget to take the Arsenal Golden card though. For other tiles, pick whatever you want, but less is better. After getting 2 primary skills you need, focus for Dominant Mass and Skilled Armor, which synergizes with each other. With this build, if RNG doesn't fuck you over with the equipment and skills, anything other than woodmen and bosses most likely won't lower your HP. So, builds, gameplay, etc. But what is the point? To kill all of the bosses. There are 4 bosses in the game, each being stronger than the last. All of them have a gimmick. Lich summons palaces as tiles around him. Each palace tile ups his HP and damage by 5%. Priestess creates glass windows to reflect your attacks. Hunter has dogs to help. They get stronger each time one of them dies, Hunter included. Omega, all-powerful final boss, a god, the creator. Every few attacks removes one of hero's stats and items temporarily. I am asking you, which one of these bosses is the easiest? It's the Omega. Yeah, the all-powerful god. Reason I am confident about this is, I never lost once every time I fought against Omega, but I lost against other bosses a few times. In the end, calling him a boss is a joke. I bet he never even had a corporate position anyway. Do you want to hear another joke? You see those 2 broken equipment slots? I thought to myself, wow, apparently last boss has so many dialogues. Maybe killing him several times would unlock these slots. I was really curious and I searched it up. Guess what? They are not in the game. Exactly. My legally acquired copy is the up-to-date version. So, I can safely say that ever since this game got released, those 2 slots were broken. Very funny. After learning that, I simply quit the game and continued writing the script. Do I recommend the game? I actually do. It is good fun. Seeing how the world evolves to your will. Losing because you picked Necromancer. How the story unfolds. All of it is nice. Definitely would acquire it from trustable sources again. I rate the game a warrior out of 10 Necromancers. I'm not biased, I'm just factual. Thank you all for watching, have a good, average chat day.